another Wraggys Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Tonight, day 24 of the Thornbridge Brewery Advent Calendar. The Advent calendar's already gone in the bin because the walls fell apart anyway. But the beer is here. This is an absolute cracker of a beer. It's Yule, a Christmas beer from Thornbridge Brewery. It is a Scotch ale, 9%, so good ABV. It does say on the can, let me get the thing out, Yule is in keeping with the classic strong Scotch ale style, or wee heavy, but with the distinctive addition of heather flowers. It pours an enticing shade of chestnut as a beer built around the generous malt base with an aroma of candied fruit that ushers you to raisins, dried apricots, and caramel on the palate. The mouthfeel is decadent with an enveloping, boozy warmth to finish. It's the perfect accompaniment to those long, dark winter nights. Ooh, now that does sound amazing. And good evening to those who just joined while I was reading. And are they the original Christmas beers? Ooh, cheers, mate. And right, looking forward to this one. Funny thing is, in the December Christmas box, there's another can of this in the Christmas box. So get in. So I might take that to my mates because I'm going round to a mate's house one night this week. So might have to do a review from his house or his garden, one of the two. Merry Christmas. So there we go, Yule, 9%, the end of the Thornbridge calendar. An enjoyable calendar, hell of a lot of new beers for me, some classics, not really one bad beer. There were a couple of beers that was a bit low ABV, you know, but on the whole, it was a decent calendar. Very dark pour. This is not black, but very dark, with a slight off-white creamy head. There's a malty nose, but there's a fruitiness, a light fruitiness on the nose. Bear in mind the air's not got to it yet. Like, you know, it's like a good fine wine. You've got to let it breathe. Christmas Eve. We've still got wrapping duties to do yet, and then bringing all the presents downstairs and get ready for tomorrow morning. We're a very, very traditional family. The kids do not know what they've got for Christmas. Generally, me and the wife get each other surprise presents. This year, I've bobbed up, and she knows every single present I've got her. And then she told me today, "Oh, I've got you 2 surprise presents." It's too late. So, I don't mind lambic beers, to be honest. I'm good with most styles of beers, apart from, you know, the likes of Hogarden and farmhouse beers. I'm not really keen on. Yeah. I had a couple of bad experiences on both fronts, and yeah, not my particular favourites. So, cheers, everyone, and Merry Christmas to those watching now and to those watching in the future. Oh, you do get those candied fruits, definite raisins, a sense of booziness, but not straight away. It's not hitting the booze head, although my eyes are warming up. Yeah, funny that. There's a sweetness to it. There's a strength to it. So it's imperial stout strength, but it's not a stout. So it's very different to, you know, that sort of beer, but very nice, very warming. Ooh. And a treat there at that. Ooh. This is a dangerous beer. This is one of those beers you drink, you think, I'm not getting much ABV on that. half a pint down, you think, whoa, I'm in trouble. It's one of those beers that creeps up on you. In some ways, like the Juice Fest beers, where they initially don't taste boozy and then they creep up on you. And then that's when you get the kick. You walk outside and, like going from a pub to a pub. So you'll do a 7% or an 8% boozy Juice Fest beer. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, where did that come from? And it's just gave you a good kick in. And this is one of those beers. It's not with Imperial Stouts, most of the time they can't hide their booziness. And this is one of those. This is different, sorry. It's hiding its booziness, at least initially. So, this also happens to be in my Christmas box from Thornbridge. So obviously I didn't know that when I got the wife to buy me the Thornbridge box. So yeah, drink it twice. I've got a good friend who are going to enjoy this. Great with breakfast. Stouts, 40. I couldn't drink an Imperial Stout at breakfast. One, I won't be able to either because I get serious bollockings. Although if you've been on a night shift, then that sort of thing. And talking about breakfast, I'm getting a taste of breakfast with this. There's breakfast elements, might be the apricots and the candied fruit, but there's breakfast elements coming through in the taste. It's a true treat of a beer. Oh. And then again on the front, the sweetness of the beer, the rum, the raisin. Certainly that sweet candied fruit is certainly at the top of it. Oh. And now the booze is starting to hit. So second glass, the booze is coming through, and that 9% is really starting to show itself. Oh. And it's made me miss Emmerdale Farm anyway, or Emmerdale as it's called these days, and that horrible person who's playing a very good part, although she's an absolute psycho. Although, funnily enough, I'm quite interested in watching the Christmas carols thing afterwards with Kate and William. I'm not a big royal lover, but they've had a tough old year. What with Harry and Meghan, and we believe what we believe in. That yeah, there's always two sides to every coin. There's usually no one parties are innocent. I struggle to drink that early, Yeah, I know. The closest I've got is some Christmas socks from Thornbridge, and I might stick them on tomorrow and do a photo of my socks. Yeah, certainly not my feet. You don't want to see my manky feet. I'm a gardener. Gardeners never have the best feet. Although my feet aren't bad. It's just because they never really get that filthy. Not these days with wellies, but yeah. Oh, what a cracking end to the Advent calendar season. It's been an interesting Advent calendar season. I would say out of the two boxes I've done, the Thornbridge one has been the winner this year. There's been 3 or 4 absolutely exceptional beers, true box tickers. None that would make my beer of the year. The creme brulee, the Imperial Stout, was close, but there's been a lot of good beers. The Adventure Beer one this year had a few beers that I've had before, and sometimes that's the killer, isn't it? When you've had old beers that you've already had. Good evening, David. And when you've had beers that you've had before, and if I'm going to buy an Advent calendar next year, I want to try one that's all new beers. And I think if me and Greg do that, what we're on about doing in the last video, where I get him beers that he's never had from Nottingham, 24 beers, and try and keep under a certain price, and he does the same. We meet up, we swap boxes. That'll be interesting. Wraggys Advent calendar and Bum and Beers Advent calendar. Yeah. That would be interesting. And yeah, I'm up for that challenge. I'm lucky because around me there's a hell of a lot of breweries, so I can get beers from all over. And I mean, I could probably go to the shops at the beginning of November and just pick 24 beers there and then. And there's some absolute crackers that he's never had before. So it's probably easier for local beers, at least, than than that. Should be interesting. So yeah, like I said, this is a good start to what is going to be an absolute belting week from tomorrow. 3 beer reviews a day. Welcome back, Darren. Mince pies for Father Christmas. Nah, no, we don't do that. We don't put mince pies out. Yeah, I'm not really keen on them. And yeah, we don't go that far. We've always done the Santa thing, and the kids didn't know until some little sods at school go and tell them that Santa's not real, and it kind of kills the. I didn't know that Santa wasn't real until much later on in my life. I mean, I must have been good 12 or 13 before I knew. And I like perpetuating it. I like the story of Christmas, and especially with kids. You know, when you grow up, you lose that magic. It's like the first time I watched Harry Potter and the magic in Harry Potter. It was something to behold. It was like, oh my gosh, you know. And even now, when I forget about not knowing the story, and I watch films like that again after a few years and not watching them, and you get engrossed and you try not to fall asleep, and you get engrossed in the story, and you get back into it. That first time of watching a film where it totally takes you on that journey, that's where filmmaking is at its most amazing. Um, I watched one the other day. It was a Christmas film, and it had me. It absolutely got me. I was in tears watching it. Oh, Last Christmas, bloody hell! Watch that, and it wasn't. I watched it again yesterday, but I watched it a few weeks ago. Watched it. Pardon me, beer's getting to me. I watched it a few weeks ago, and it wasn't until the last couple of minutes of the film that you realised the storyline, and that you need to watch it as well. If you haven't watched it, watch it, and you'll know what I mean. And you watch it at the end of the film, and it's like, oh, and then it hits you, and then you start to get emotional about what you've just seen, and it's a great thing. Sometimes in life, the tougher we are, watching those emotional films, it is good for you. But anyway, back to the beer. There's a bit left in the can. Woo. So, Christmas Eve. Have they cured the 8 hours already? I was hoping with the news coming out that this variant's mild, that things might, they might put a break on everything. They might just, certainly we don't need no lockdowns. No one can afford a lockdown. Certainly in England, there's 70 million people in England. There's about 4 million in Wales and about 5 million in Scotland. There's a hell of a lot more people in England. And in the grand scheme of things, well, in all countries, we can't afford it. Ireland, they've done the dirty on Ireland, haven't they? Whether you agree or not, it's tough. You can sit if you agree that it's a good thing or you don't agree, it's not good for a lot of companies. And although I know health matters, it really does. It's an awful situation at the moment because you've had, I mean, for us in England and the UK, you've had Brexit, which has divided everyone, and then you've had COVID, and that's divided everyone, and then obviously other little things in between. Certain things that happened in America of a coloured nature that came over here, and now it's that also has divided the country, and I think for the wrong reasons as well. And it's like, Jesus Christ, in the last year, the media have caused so many issues, and someone needs to rein them in and say, stop your shit stirring. But that's just me. Good thing the beer is good, eh? That's what we all need to think about. Just concentrate on the beer, stuff everything else. So now the air's getting to this. Those fruity characteristics are really starting to come through. So is the booze element. Really feeling that booze now. Although I started off on the night on an 8.3%, I dropped down to a 5.3. I've come back up to a 9%, and you know, and you can feel it in your face. I certainly can feel it. Although I'll still have some more later, whether I can feel it or not. All helps you sleep, doesn't it? Quick pint of home brew wine before bed. Job's a good one. But yeah. Now this versus the creme brulee. Oh, it's a tough one. Two great beers. I mean, I've got a fantastic beer from Thornbridge coming, and after tomorrow, sometime after tomorrow, anyway. A 13% barrel aged imperial stout, and can't wait to re-review that. Although I need to try and do it as sober as I can get. Yeah. And I find that beer reviews now, I'm not drinking out of beer reviews. I'm finding that beer reviews now are my only drinks in a day. Yeah. I need to up my beer reviews to about 7 a day. But yeah, 3's not enough. It's enough for the wife, yeah, because she's watching. But yeah, no sneaky beers. But it is a good thing. So I'm like that. I start drinking beer and I forget what everyone says. It's like you're drinking beer and someone says something like and you forget and you're like, oh shit, what did they say? And then you kind of wait for the conversation to move on. Homebrew beers, Boxing Day. that's the answer to that. Yeah, I went out yesterday, spent £100, and I picked up a new beer kit, a new wine kit, and some other bits as well. And yeah, so from Boxing Day, I'm back on the homebrew. So I'll be doing beer, wine, and more. Oh, that is a treat. That is. Good evening, Adam. Yes, mate. Lovely. So, very dark pour, obviously not black. So very dark. I'm not sure the colour, to be honest. Mahogany, I don't know. Hard to know with these blooming colours. Slightly off white head. Candied fruit, apricot, rum and raisins, dried fruit on both the nose and taste. 9% the you know the strength. Thornbridge's Christmas beer, and I've actually got another can in the advent calendar that I've got. Not the subscription box. A gem of a beer, well worth trying. It's one that I'll definitely get to try. Good evening, Benjamin. How are you, matey? And have you finished for the day? Well, I am back on. I will be back on at some time during the next 7 days. We've had a chippy for tea tonight as well. Yeah, we had. We always have a get together on Christmas Eve, the family. So we've been to the chippy. Cost us 40 quid. 40 bloody quid at a chippy. Jesus Christ! Didn't want to buy shares. And tomorrow Christmas dinner. I think Christmas dinner's not that fine. Not that much. So over the next week, I hate it when they change beers. Yeah. Scrooge, the Robinson's beer. I really didn't like the Own Bargains Christmas pudding. It tasted home brewery and not good home brewery either. Like home brewery from about 4 or 5 years ago that I would make, it wasn't good. Certainly not from a commercial point of view. It was a bad commercial beer. I know it's cheap, but Jesus Christ, there's cheap and there's nasty. And that was nasty. A bad commercial beer. 23rd on your calendar. Oh, rightio. Yeah, Greg's on about doing that, doing like a. I buy 24 beers from my area. He does the same from his neck of the woods, and we swap calendars. And I thought, yeah, that's an interesting way of doing it. It won't be cheap, you know. You're still looking about 80 or 90 quid, but it would be interesting, nonetheless. So, yeah. Or you could do like a supermarket beers calendar, where you pick 24 beers from supermarkets, and then you really see how they get on. Yeah. I can see some swine buying me out and then Carsey for the 24th beer for Christmas. It's like, yeah, you bitch, take that one. These things happen, don't they? So, enjoyed the candied fruit. It's a very different beer for me. The strength of an imperial stout, but certainly not the taste. Merry Christmas, Geordie. How are you, matey? A beer a day keeps doctor away. That's why I have 3. Yeah, I've kept all the doctors away. Ooh. Local berries with agreed radius. Fair play. I'm lucky because obviously Nottinghamshire is full of decent breweries. So I could pick you 15 beers from one brewery, you know, that's absolutely on my doorstep. So to get 30 beers, well, 24 beers rather, is very, very easy. Getting 24 beers you've not done before, slightly more difficult. But a good mix of traditional and craft is always very interesting, nonetheless. So pretty much to end this, because I've got to go up the arse before I get a bolking, as you do. And I know the beer's hitting me because I can feel it. You know when you can feel it in your voice? I can feel it. And I ain't even stood up yet, so Jesus. Yeah, and I drank an 8.3% about an hour before I came on. Yeah, I think Harry would struggle. Yeah, his neck of the woods for sure. Yeah, your neck of the woods, my neck of the woods is full of craft and full of tradition as well. It's we've got a good balance this area of the world, same as Leeds and I suppose Bristol as well in that respect, and around London I suppose as well. So I like this. Strong, that candied fruit, really, yeah. But if I did that with Bowman, then Carsey would slip into it just to, I mean, it'd be interesting in some ways. It would, no, mate, no, last one tonight for sure. Yeah. Unless I do like a Merry Christmas beer review later on. And that's if the wife lets me. Yeah. You never know. Yeah, the old fat suit on. Fucking hell. I put some weight on this Christmas, I tell you. That's what I get for doing a week when not doing any work. You can feel the weight going on. I've sat down for a week and not done no work. And I'm usually door 25. Necessary Evil's coming up. Oh, it's coming up. It's sat there in front of me. And it's getting wrapped up for Christmas. And it's definitely coming up. It's definitely coming up. Although my mate brought me round today a 2-litre bottle of a Blue Monkey beer that's just been released, Jungle Bells. I've actually reviewed it. But we're going to go around his house and we're going to neck that. We're going to drink a load of beers, maybe some beer reviews from his house, one from his kitchen. And, you know, at some stage. And I might take a few boxes. Fuck's sakes. Bottles are falling down around me. Might take a few box stickers around and see how that goes. So, to end this beer review, because I've been down the shed an hour, and I'm home for a bollocking if I stay any longer. Dark coloured beer. It looks more mahogany now than anything, or chestnut. I don't know, chestnut mahogany or fucking wood to me. White head on it. Like I say, 9%. Aromas and tastes of candied fruit, apricot, rum and raisins. Hey, they're the mates you want, aren't they? I wish I had more mates like that. Oh, bless. Six cans. Job's a good one. For me, cracking beer. Ooh, this and the creme brulee, probably the best beers of the calendar. Out of 5, I've got 4.55. Not quite a beer of the year material beer, but a damn decent beer nonetheless. I know a beer of the year beer is in the subscription box, which is coming up. And the January subscription box has got the cognac version, cognac cherry. And that sounds amazing. Do I get it? Do I not? There's the question. And there's a Newtown Park collaboration as well. Ooh. So, yay, can't fault you. How do? A few Erdingers, can't fault you at all. Can't fault you. Right, thank you everyone for watching. Probably last live of Christmas Eve. Hope everyone has a great Christmas. We'll be back tomorrow with more Christmas beer reviews. No idea when, so they will just pop up when they pop up. But I'll try and give a bit of notice. I might go StreamYard if I know when I'm going to do them. Cheers everyone, and I hope you have a great Christmas. Cheers. Well, so I can turn this phone off.